witnesses the sins that we think are secret. That's what this thing is all about. In order to build the nation of Israel back, guess what? Believe it or not, it starts with strong marriages.
How you doing, my brother? Hey, come check this sign out. I'm pretty sure the brothers will explain it to you. All right, so what this sign says on top, you see the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Have you heard of that term before? You're not too familiar with it, right? You know some rappers like Kendrick Lamar, you know what I'm saying? Who else? I know Snoop Dogg has said something about it. You know, they all brought up Israelite culture. All right, to a lot of people, it's just a title, it's just a word. I was once in those same shoes, my brother. I heard Kendrick Lamar's album, Damn. You heard that album before? Yeah. He brought it up in a song called Yah. So you heard it like, oh yeah, don't call me black no more. I'm an Israelite. What does that mean? Where do you see yourself in this time, my brother? Oh, what's your father? Your father's an Native American? Okay. What about your dad's dad? You're not sure, but your dad, he would be considered, how you doing, my brother? Check this sign out real quick. What would your dad be considered in today? African American? All right. You see this right here? That's what we consider American blacks. My brother, you see this sign right here? Where would you consider yourself an African American? You're Haitian. All right, so you will be what? You will be an Israelite from the tribe of Levi. You will be from the tribe of Judah, and then you will be from the tribe of Levi. There's something special. What's so special about this group of people right here? Do y'all know? Deuteronomy 1 verse 1. I gotta show you. You guys believe in the Bible? The entire Bible? Say that one more time, sir. You believe in it. You believe in what Christ, right? Let's find about these people, because you think God calls you Haitian? You think God calls you African American inside the Bible? Right, but he does address people all throughout the Bible. He created everybody, right? And let's see how he feels about the people in this sign. Read this.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel on this side Jordan in the wilderness.
So the book of Deuteronomy, the first verse in the first chapter says who it's addressing. Did y'all catch who the book of Deuteronomy is addressing? It says, read that again.
These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
Unto who?
Unto all Israel.
So who the book of Deuteronomy is addressing? Everybody you see on this sign, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We are the Israelites in this current time. Right. And we can prove that to you today. So we just read to you, Deuteronomy is written to the Israelites. And I asked, what is so significant about these people? What does the world say about a black man? What does the world say about it? Are we known as the best people on earth? Do they hold us up in high regard? We're targets. Where do we usually live at? We live in poverty, right? Some of us may make it out, but the bulk of us, where our people, our families are, we're in the low incomes. We're in the Section A's, right? This is our people. But let's see what God feels about our people. Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. The Lord did not set his love.
7 and 6.
7 and 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
How special?
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
You brothers hear that? The book of Deuteronomy. Hey, my brother, where do you see yourself in this sign? You consider yourself an African American? All right, then you're an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. All right, the Bible just, I want everyone to hear that one more time. This is how God feels about this people in this sign. Read that again.
For thou art an holy people unto himself, unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee.
Have you ever been told that we're a chosen race of people? We've been told we're just the bottom, we're slaves, we're niggas. But God says you are a chosen race. Remember, the book of Deuteronomy is not written to the white man. It's not written to the Chinese man. It's not written to the Asians or whatever. It's only written to the Israelites, which are you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. He says, you are a chosen special people to me. Read.
To thee a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Guys, hold on, my brother. You're hearing the best news of your life. You gotta just give me one more minute. He says, out of everybody who walks in this planet Earth, these people are chosen above all people upon the face of the earth. Did y'all catch that? Why aren't they teaching us this in our schools and in our churches? They fear us, right? They fear us, right? But what? There's a reason for that. Because what? We're on the bottom of society. What? And what happened to us? You call yourself black, he calls himself Haitian. When did our nation get destroyed? Do y'all know? We don't know. Because we came here in 1619, like earlier. Y'all recognize these pictures? Does y'all spirit bear witness to what this happened to? Did this happen to your forefathers? Yokes of irons on their neck, slaves, chains. This happened to us, right? Did this happen to all nations on earth? No. Because what? You see these auction blocks? This is a key indicator. What other people were sold on auction blocks? Blacks, Hispanics, you know, because you have Native Americans that look just like us. You know what I'm saying? We are usually a dark race, but there's times where Ephraim on below, the Puerto Ricans down to they get lighter tones because over time they have mixed themselves with amongst the people. That's why, you know what I'm saying, my grandma is Native American herself. But there's a reason why I asked about your father. But the thing is, we all can know this happened to us. Why did this happen to us? You're not sure? Because we just read, God says these people are above everybody. Does this look like royalty? This is like the making of a slave, the making of a Negro. Because after this, all we wanted to do was whore out our sisters, go club, get drunk every weekend. We don't want to be rebellious, we want to kill each other. That happened after this. Before this, we had our own stuff. We had our own nation. We had our own government. We had our own constitution, our own. But right now, my brothers, we're reading our constitution again, the one our forefathers made with our God. And I'm going to show you why this happened to us. Deuteronomy 28, verse 15.
Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments.
So we're hearing the original religion. It's not this guy right here. Because we recognize him. Do y'all consider that to be your Lord and Savior? You did at one time. That's the result of this. Our grandmothers, our people before us, nowadays we have more information than what they have. So we're like, it doesn't make sense for Christ to be white. But our forefathers, this is a result of us believing in that. Whether you believe it or not, you may have his spirit in you. You may not believe in the physical appearance, but his spirit, because we'll ask you a question. Does God love everybody?
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Mattathias. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
You say yeah? You see what I'm saying? Doesn't he say, come all, we all, stay as you are? He says all these types of things. But I'm going to show you the true black Messiah. There's exclusions. He only loves a certain group of people, and he only told them what to do to be saved in this world, right? But we're getting on this. I'm showing you identity. You are these people because of what? This happened only to these people. And I'm going to prove that to you out the Bible. Read that again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments.
What do we have to do as a nation of people? And he literally said it. We had to do something. Everybody's purpose on the sign, we had one purpose, and it just read it out loud. Did y'all catch it? Read it again, my brothers.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken.
Hearken means to listen and understand.
Unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments.
To do what?
All his commandments.
What do we have to do as a nation of people? What was our purpose? To do all his commandments. Not the one, you think we can only do the ones that make us feel good? No, we had to do all we just got rescued from Egypt, slavery. Now we're in the wilderness. I'm giving you all these commandments. You have to do them all. He's speaking to millions of us. He said, all of us must do these commandments, and we agreed. Read on.
To do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee.
What will happen to us?
All these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
What happens if these people don't do what God says? Huh? You got to go, my brother? Did you get a flyer? All right, what happens if all these people don't do all of God's commandments? You heard it? Read it again. Read that last part.
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
We will receive curses. And as I point to this sign, does this look like a blessing or a cursing? Because if you think about the world, is the world right? Is the world keeping God's commandments? We're not. So that means if the whole world's not keeping God's commandments, these curses will be upon the children of Israel. So you will be able to see, verse 46.
Verse 46. And they shall be upon thee.
It says, and they, talking about these curses, read.
Shall be upon thee for a sign.
What's a sign, my brother? How do you know what this store is? Because idolatry sign, right? That's how you know. It says these curses will be upon us for a sign. How y'all doing? Y'all see yourself? You see yourself in the sign, my brother? Check this out. Come here real quick. Come here. Give me 1 minute. You good? All right. Read that again.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
Have you ever just wondered, like, why is it so hard to be a black man? These are the curses that God said will go onto us for not doing what? For not keeping his commandments. So these curses will be upon us for a sign and for a wonder. Read.
And upon thy seed forever.
So as long as we're still generating kids, we're going to know who the Israelites are based off these curses. Let's read the first curse. Let's read the first curse. Yeah.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
It says, everywhere you find the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, every city, they're going to be in a cursed estate. I'm going to ask you a question. In every city you go to, isn't there a good side of town and a bad side of town? Who lives on the bad side of town? You say blacks, right? God calls them what? He calls them the Israelites. If you read it, read on.
Cursed shalt thou. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
He says, cursed shall you be in the field. You see this picture right here, my brother? We on fields, right? We're in the cotton fields, right? Haitians, some of them are picking tobacco and all these different things. We didn't reap the benefits, but we're the ones in the field. Now imagine a field full of work, and you put buildings over this. We put walls over this. What is that called today? The work field. Who do you find in the minimum wage jobs? And who do you find running companies? These are curses, my brother. These are curses from God for not keeping his commandments. Right. Verse 32.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
When did our babies get taken away, our wives get taken away to another race of people? But think about history. Was there a time where if you had a family, right, another race of people was able to come and rip your baby from you and send them to Virginia, and then send your wife to South Carolina, and then you go to Alabama? Was there a time and a place where that happened to us? Yep. Auction blocks, slavery. These are curses in the Bible that happened to who? Remember, the book of Deuteronomy is written only to who? The Israelites. So we're reading another race of people will come and take your kids away. Read.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand.
You look at this auction block right here. Do we have any might in our hand, my brother? You up there with your family. Did we have any military might to save our people? Did we have any economical might? No. We had no might in our hand. All you can do is look and fail with longing in your eyes. Why did this happen to us again, my brother? Verse 68. I'm showing you that we are the Israelites. It's important because now once you know you have an identity, I got to show you what it means. It's more than just a title, because that's where I was before I knew about this. It was just a title. I'm not black. I'm Israel. It's probably popular to call yourself that, but there's more to it, my brother. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
This is one of the last curses. It says, the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. Mind you, before Deuteronomy, they were in Egypt under Pharaoh slaves. And let me show you that to you. Give me that.
Deuteronomy chapter 5 and verse 6. I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage.
It says, I brought you from Egypt, from the house of bondage, Egypt, aka bondage. Bondage is slavery. So he's talking about Egypt is synonymous with slavery. You're in a slave state. So go back to Deuteronomy 28:68. You understand, our fathers spoke in code. So if you don't have the spirit to understand this, this goes over a lot of people's head. Like, no, this was talking about something else. No, this wasn't written for everybody. So it's only written to, if you wrote a note to your son and you raised him, don't y'all have a certain way you speak to your peoples? Exactly. So if a Chinese man came into your house and got that same letter off your fridge, is he going to be able to tell you what it means? No, that's Christianity in a bunch. People stole our records and try to tell us what this Bible means. But no, my brothers, you're seeing the awakening of our people. We know how to read this Bible and teach our people what we must do. Right. Read that.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
He says, I'm going to bring you back into slavery again. How?
With ships.
Who went to slavery on ships?
Bring it out.
You seeing it starting to be clear, my brother? We are the Israelites. This is only speaking about us. And God says we're supposed to be above all people upon the face of the earth. Read on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
He says you're never going to see your homeland again. Have we ever been back? No. We're still going through this to this day. Read on.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
When you got off those ships, you will be sold. Meaning there was a seller and there was a buyer. Right. You will be sold unto who?
Your enemies.
What does the Bible just call who we were sold to? All right, and now let's bring it to today. Reality. Who sold us? The white man. That's right. What does God call him? So we have enemies on this earth who's not just a spirit. The church teaches it's just a spirit that's floating around. The Bible just says there will be a race of people who will sell you and they're your enemies. Right. Read.
Sold unto your enemies for bondmen,
for slave man,
and bond women,
and slave woman. Read.
And no man shall buy you.
It says no man shall buy you, meaning what? That's an old Quaker term, meaning no man shall redeem you. Martin Luther King couldn't save us. Malcolm X couldn't save us.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are how men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.